everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer, and today we're going to be taking a look at Chanel. So Chanel came out with some Rouge Allure Velvet shades for spring. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the ones that I picked up. I picked up three new shades. There are also existing shades, and interestingly enough, I only have one of the existing shades, which I find really fascinating, and I think it's because of the formula. We'll talk about the difference between the Velvet and the regular Allure formula, and I'll show you all the shades on my lips. So if you're interested in seeing that, just stay tuned. So as I said, guys, this is the Chanel Rouge Allure Velvet formula. And the shades that I have seen, there are 20 shades in sort of this range. It goes from 43 to 72. I think this is kind of like the spring range, if you will, sort of. And I'll have a picture that hopefully pops up while we talk about this. And the shades that have that like dark star next to them are the existing shades. And then the other ones are the new ones that have come out. So of all these 20 shades, the only one that I already had in the Rouge Allure Velvet was number 69, which is Abstrait or Abstract, depending on how, I think it's Abstrait, because that's how it be pronounced, I think, if my French is not the best, but there's not a C at the end, so it's Abstrait. 69, which I already had, so I'll show you that one. The ones that I picked up, I did do some swatches on Instagram. I have number 51, 60, and 61. And those are the only three shades that actually appealed to me in the new shades. So if you look at the picture really quickly, you see 43 is a favorite, 40, which is existing. 45 Intense, which is new, which looks like a pinky shade. 46 Magnetique, new. 47 Flamboyant, new. 48 Ardent, new. 51 Legendaire, which I did pick up. 53 Inspirante, 54 Paradoxal, 55 Sophistique, 56 Rouge Chanel, which already exists, 57 Rouge Faux, which already exists, 58 Rouge V, again, exists, 60, which I did pick up, Intemporel, not even close, 61 Intuitive, 62 Libre, which again, already exists, 63 Essentiel, which I don't have and is a new shade. So I was like, maybe that one I should get. 64 Eterniel or Eternal, which is a new shade and a star shade, which is, it means it's going to be in prominent in a lot of the ads and then the marketing. 69 Abstrait, which I have. 71 Rupturiste, which is new. 72 Mysterious, which is also new, that again, I do not have. Murray from Nordstrom, she did some lip swatches. I don't know if she did every new shade, but I think she did close to every new shade. So check her out. I'll make sure her handle's down below. She has all of these in stock and sent these to me, so I purchased them from her. So thrilled to have them. And, you know, when I looked at the shades, on her and then like the swatches I saw online, the only ones that I was just like super interested in were the ones that I picked up, which is good because I'm on a low buy and I'm trying not to buy like every shade. So it's 51, which I bought, 60 and 61, which again, I bought. 62 Libre is an existing shade, but I don't own it and I really kind of like it. So I'm going back and forth on that one. 63 and 64, again, I like those as well. They look pinker though, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get those. And 69 Abstrait, I already own. So let me show you on the back of my hand. We'll go in numerical order. So we'll do 50 first. 51, sorry. Legendaire. I did, like I said, post these swatches on Instagram. Now, if you're not familiar with the Rouge Allure packaging, the Rouge Allure packaging is very streamlined from Chanel. It's a black, satiny, shiny packaging. And then the top is what I call a pop top. You press it in, it pops up, and then the lipstick comes out. Sometimes they have different emblems on the bottom of the lipstick. This is the classic CC in gold and comes out like that, and you've got your lipstick. The embossing is, you know, Chanel, and these are, again, these are velvets. The lipsticks that came out last year where they were like all the nudes and I bought like all of them, those are Rouge Allure as well. They have the same shiny packaging. They have the same CC pop top. And the difference is these are satins. So that is the satin formula. Other than that, these lipsticks don't look any different. There's not any different packaging. There's not any different embossing. There's not even any different logos on the top. These are Rouge Allure. And then these new ones are the Rouge Allure Velvet. That's it. That's the difference. It's just formula. So I am not a huge fan. I like velvets in some of them, but for the most part, velvet, like I like a satin more than a velvet, which is probably why I don't have these other existing shades, and I was kind of surprised at myself, but that's probably why. Let's start with 51 Legendaire, and then we'll go up to 69, which is the one that I own. I'd say it's a warm red shade. Then we have 60, which is Intemporel, which is definitely more of a cool, almost beigey shade, which is going to wash some people out. So I would probably say that one you might want a liner for. At 61, Intuitive, I think is going to be my favorite, but we'll see. And then we have 69, which I said I already own, which is Abstrait, or Abstrate, which has more of that pink. So again, we've got over here 51 Legendaire, we have 60, which is Intemporel, and we have Intuitive, which is 61, and then we have 69, which was an existing shade, either Abstrait or Abstract, or Straight. Abstrate. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing on my lips. I will leave these shades here. We'll start with 51 Legendaire, which is technically a lot brighter than these others, which I think will probably lend itself more to somebody who likes like a redder lipstick. Like I said, I think it's a warm red, but we're about to find out. So I'm gonna put them all on my lips. We'll start with number 51. I'm not gonna use any lip liner. I'm just gonna put these on straight on the lips. You can see the shade. 51 Legendaire. Like I said, it's a warm red. I'd almost call it doesn't have orange in it. It's just a warm red. I like a warm red. I think it goes well with my hair color. I would say this one though isn't too warm because if you notice, I actually have like a cooler look on my eyes today. And this red doesn't contrast. It doesn't look too out of place. So although it is definitely a warmer red, I don't think it's so red, like so orangey, that it would be a problem. So let's take a look at Chanel and see if there's descriptions of the shades. There is, by the way, on the Chanel, you can try on the shades. There's this like camera thing that will let you try on shades. It never really works great for me. I'm not saying it's terrible. It's just that the shade doesn't look quite right with the camera. I don't know, maybe it's my camera. It's entirely possible. I will say that the picture of it on the Chanel site, it's a pretty decent depiction of actually the shade, which is impressive because some other lines, when you look at their shades, especially their lipstick shades, see them online, you're like, that is not even close. If you go to Chanel.com and look up 51 Legendaire, it's pretty close on the website. I think that's actually not a bad representation of the shade. So good on Chanel. They describe their velvets as a comfortable lipstick that it delivers intense color and wears like a second skin. I would say that that is a pretty decent description. They are actually very comfortable, and they say luminous matte, which is interesting when they describe a velvet. These are more comfortable than I remember their velvets being. So either my lips have improved over time, which is possible, or I've gotten more used to a velvet formula because this actually feels pretty comfortable on my lips. It's pretty smooth. Like it's not at all drying. So if you're interested in the velvets, this is a good time to try them since there are so many different shades. And those are all the new shades that I mentioned. There's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 new shades. So the shades that existed before, there was only 6 shades that existed. I'm surprised I don't have Libre. That looks like a me kind of shade. I might have to check that one out. All right, so let's do the next one, which is 60 in Temporelle. And, you know, a video is coming of lip swatches of my Chanel lipstick collection. That's going to take a little while to do, but it is on its way. All right, 60. Okay, so this shade is very much the shade of like my skin. It is very much a beige pink shade and it blends right in. And I think it would wash me out. Like I think it washes me out a little bit. It's not too bad because I have a lot of color on my skin today, but a lot of pigment. But I think this is a shade, if you're a skin match for me, this is going to be a true nude, but it's also going to be, I think it's going to wash you out, or at least I feel like it washes me out a little bit if I didn't have liner on with it. I'm going to put a little bit of liner on again, just so you can see it. This is how it looks by itself. Let's take a Chanel liner, something like Nude Brune, okay, which is like this shade. I'll show it to you next to it. It's a similar shade to this lipstick. So I don't think it will change it drastically, but I think it will give some contrast. Yes, so if you love Nude Brune, which is liner and lip in Chanel, it's one of my favorites, and you are looking for the lipstick that matched it, this is it. Again, this is 60 in Temporelle. It is basically the same shade, a little bit lighter than Nude Brune in liner. So if you're looking for a true nude, that's it. It's a warmer nude, not a pinkier nude. I actually think it works. I would actually wear this, but I would do a much more intense eye with it to keep these completely nude. But I don't hate it, actually. I mean, I think it does wash me out a little bit, which is why I'd want a more intense eye with it. But you know what? I kind of like it. I mean, it's like a very nude, for me, for my coloring, brown, like warmish nude. I kind of like it. All right. But yeah, if you like Nude Brune, this is basically the same. This lipstick's basically the same shade. Well, that was a lot easier to get off than number 51. All right, so let's move to 61, which is Intuitive. This is my favorite shade. So this is what 60 is, but a deeper shade. So you can see it on my hand. Here is 60 and then here is 61. It has that brownie pink shade to it, which I like so much, but it's much deeper in intensity. So it's not going to wash you out. It's going to give you more of that almost 90s kind of vibe a little bit. You know, not quite, because the 90s was even browner. But I think it's a really good balance. It's like a cool toned brownie pink, but it's not so pale as number 60, which can, depending on what you're looking for, I think wash somebody out. I really like the shade. This is my favorite shade of the ones that I picked up so far. That's not a shock. I mean, it's very much me. It's an easy shade to wear. I think it would go with everything. It goes with the cool look that I have on today. I think you could wear it with a warm look as well. It's a really good neutral, and it's, you know, it's just easy. It's like a simple shade for me to wear. I could see me doing this one a lot. All right, and just for, you know, the purposes of trying everything on, let's go to 69 if you're interested in this. This is Abstrait or Abstract or Abstrate. Not exactly sure how Chanel's pronouncing it, But this is an existing shade in this shade range for the Allure Velvets. I already owned it, so I did not pick it up. And let's see how, I think it's going to be, if you look at it, it's much more pink than the others in the 60s. Yes, definitely more of a pink. It's almost like a neutral pink. It's got a little warmth to it, so it's not too pink for me, which is probably why I ended up wearing it and liking it. It's definitely more pink than these. These almost have like a rosewood kind of shade, even the 60, which is a little pale. This one has more of that pink, like that neutral pink. On me, things tend to go a little bit cooler, but I do like it, and I think for spring, it's actually a good shade. The 69, even though it's not new, if you're interested in it, is a pretty pink shade. The shades that are deeper, the 71 and the 72, definitely have more of like a purple cast. 64 definitely has pink, 63, pink. 62, which is Libre, which again is not new. I'm just surprised I don't have it because I think it's going to be similar to 61, which is my favorite new shade. Maybe it has more pink and that's why I don't like it. I didn't pick it up. I don't know. The others, Rouge V, Rouge Faux, and Rouge Chanel, those are in the 50s. Those existed. The new shades, Sophistique and Paradoxal, 54 and 55, Inspirante, 53. Those look like too deep for me. If you've picked them up and you like them, let me know. Legendary I have, and I just tried on for you. 48 Ardente, 47 Flamboyante, 46 Magnetique, and 45 Intense. Look kind of neon-y, like they look very bright spring. And those they're just not my shades. They're not shades that I would end up wearing. So I think of the new ones, I picked up all the new ones that I would really want to buy. I think these are the kinds of shades that I would wear, 61, 60, and 51. The 60 shade that looks a little, could make me look a little washed out. I would do, if I'm looking for a true neutral, I would do the Nude Brune liner like I did today. But if I'm looking for something a little bit deeper, I would go in with a deeper like chocolate pencil. And I have many different ones to intensify it. And if I wanted for some reason to make it more pink, I have, those liners as well. So they're definitely the shades that I thought they would be. And I'm actually thrilled they all worked out as well as they did. My favorite is 61. I'm not going to be picking up any more right now because like I said, I'm on my low buy. So I'm trying to just pick up the things that I absolutely know I would wear. But if there are new shades that you've picked up that you think that I would like, certainly let me know. Or I would just love to hear which ones you liked. Because like I said, there's a lot of variety in these Allure Velvets. There's some that are very like almost hot pink and like neon. And then there's the 60, which is like beige. So even though there's, only 20 shades, I think there's a large variety for if you go from 72 to 43. Like there's a lot in here for everybody. I think, we're all going to have, obviously we all have different tastes. So I'd love to see which ones you guys picked up and which ones you're thinking of getting. And yeah, I mean, like the 63 and 64, Essential and Eternal, I think those would be ones that I might like, but again, since I'm on my low buy, unless I see them on someone else and I absolutely love it, I think I'm going to stick with the three that I picked up. And 51 is a really nice warm red. I'm surprised. I knew it was going to be like a deeper shade because I saw it on, I think it was Murray. And I knew it was like a deeper shade, but I didn't realize I would like it as much as I do because I really think that's a nice deeper red, but not a blue red, like a warmer red that works for my coloring. So that's it for the Chanel Allure Velvets for spring. There's a lot more coming out from Chanel, obviously, for spring and summer. And as soon as I have those things, I will certainly purchase them. And I've talked about them in my Will I Buy It. There's a lot. There's a really cool eyeshadow quad, the blushes, which look really intriguing, and a bunch of other things. So can't wait for those. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.